Welcome back, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed your few weeks off. We're starting our summer program, and for the first week, Miss Trish is going to be talking to you about the ocean. So I found this book that has a few interesting facts about the ocean that I would like to share some with you. First, it talks about the global ocean. It says oceans cover about 70% of the Earth's surface, and they carry out many functions. Oceans affect the weather and the temperature of our planet. They moderate Earth's temperature by absorbing heat from the sun, and the ocean's waves and currents by distributing this heat and energy around the world, heating the land and air during winter and cooling them during the summer. There are 5 oceans on Earth, and they are all connected to one another. Seas are smaller than oceans, but far more numerous. Most seas are bordered in part or completely by land. You can see this man, he's surfing there. Have any of you ever tried surfing? Not for me. Miss Dawn would not be interested in that. Some of the largest waves can be found around the Hawaiian Islands in the Pacific Ocean. Shows some of these waves. Down through the zones, an ocean can be divided into layers or zones. Each zone is defined by the amount of sunlight it receives, its depth, and its level of water pressure. The top zone, called the sunlight zone, receives most sunlight and is here that you would find aquatic plants that are able to grow. If you don't know what aquatic plants are, it's just a fancy name for plants that adapt to living in salt water or fresh water. As you travel down through the twilight zone and into the midnight zone, it becomes colder and darker. Oxygen levels are reduced and pressure increases with the weight of the water above. Some sea creatures live their whole lives in a single zone, while others move between zones in order to survive. It shows down here that over 90% of all marine life lives in the sunlight zone. It also says undersea mountains, the mid-ocean ridges, make up Earth's longest mountain range. It is 40,000 miles long and 90% of it is underwater. It circles the globe like a seam on a tennis ball. Here we're talking about some ocean forests. It says in the oceans and seas there are forests and meadows of seaweeds and seagrasses, just like forests on land. These unusual ecosystems are bursting with life as they provide food and shelter for many species of animals. These watery forests and meadows help protect coastlines by absorbing the wave energy caused by hurricanes and storms. In addition, these ecosystems are highly efficient at extracting damaging carbon dioxide out of the environment, meaning that they play an important role on combating global warming, which I think you've all heard a little bit about that, but maybe Miss Trish can explain that to us a little bit more at another day. Seagrass and seaweeds provide hiding places and breeding grounds and protective nurseries. It says here, did you know that sea otters find their favorite food, sea urchins, in round kelp forests? The otters wrap kelp stems around their babies to stop them drifting away while the current is going. So while they're eating, it protects them from floating away from their mom. Pretty interesting, right? And then we have one more section that I want to read to you today, and it's about icy waters. The southern and Arctic oceans are different from other oceans on Earth. They are colder, so the water is denser, and sea ice and icebergs increase the saltiness of the water. As the denser water sinks, surface water is pulled in, creating huge circulating currents thousands of feet below the ocean surface. The Southern Ocean surrounds the Antarctic land mass, while the Arctic Ocean has no land masses at all. Scientists believe that polar marine creatures have fewer offspring. They live longer and they grow larger through more slowly than their warmer water relatives. So it says here too that the polar bears can swim for days at a time and cover hundreds of miles. I'll show you some more pictures. You can see the polar bears. And again, here's the front of our book, Ocean Life. So I hope you enjoyed what we have read today, and I hope you're learning a lot about oceans this week. Next week I'll be back and we will talk about our next topic. Welcome back again, boys and girls.